Vital evidence may be lost. I'm having a break. Hang on. Thought bubbles. He drank the water. That's why he's doing that. That's why he's bleeding. Good morning. This is Calamity calling. And who's ready to end this cliffhanger? If you do want to see the end of this cliffhanger, please do subscribe to me and let me know in the comments so I can say thank you. I'm going to do it anyway, but you know, just a shameless plug for myself. Please be right. I'm gonna feel really stupid if after all of my excitement it wasn't the answer. The evidence that demonstrates the inextricable, that is a word I've never read before, connection between the victim's burn and this trial. Let me have a look. I don't want to present the wrong thing and be a cocky idiot.
Yes!
This. What's this, Counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency, I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? Your boy touched the plate. I don't know what link that has. I'm just happy that I know that. To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us for a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. Bam, bam, bam. You see, it's very clearly visible in the other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? Oh, he's just being a tease now. The reason is recorded here for everyone. What? How?
Objection!
Oh, shut up, I'm getting to it. You can't fool me with your little blessed boy. If that's your game, let me see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. Okay. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn? This was a sizzly steak. It came out hot. Hang on, let me get it right in the middle. Don't want to misconstruing me.
Yes!
Here you go. The beefsteak. Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Ah! Your Excellency, you're right. As you can see, there is an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. Oh, sorry, it's La Carnival. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. This emblem on the plate and the victim's burn. Oh no, I'm gonna have to figure out what's the link between these things. Hang on. Hang on, I'm having a thinking moment. When for him to put his hand down long enough to burn, right? His chair's facing the wrong way. For him to drop his hand and for long enough that it left that kind of burn mark as well. So he didn't, instinctive reaction when you're burned is like bounce back. He was facing the other way when he was burned. And they swapped seats. Are exactly the same shape. Ryunosuke, you genius! You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day of question or not. It could have been the day before or the day before that. Most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well.
Objection!
Sadly, Professor Uchi, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline from the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But... I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. That's a very long time. Ha! Called it. Called it, called it, called it. I'm feeling very smart right now, which means I'm probably gonna be put in my place in a minute, but you know what I mean. I'm very happy. He didn't scream, which means he was already dead when he touched the plate. I've been investigating the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify that without hesitation. But you're a detective, not a waiter? That's a very specific position he just made with his mouth.
Yes!
There you have it, something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. Hang on, let me save. So what they're alluding to is the fact that he was already dead when he burnt himself. But I still do not understand why he got burned, how he got burned, why is, you know, like the seating's all wrong. That's right, and the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day. Now, let's just, for context, how long is 3 seconds? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That's quite a significant amount of time to touch something scalding hot. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would have, without any question, heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Aiuchi? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, what do you think? Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. That we press save, repeatedly, frequently, and often. On the day in question when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson no man could remain silent whilst his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it is only possible if the man was already dead. Already? Dead? Oh, she looks unhappy. Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness. Was he poisoned? You know, just a crazy guess. He was poisoned. That's why there's only 1 glass. That's why she took her glass to remove any traces. Or she took his glass, the one with poison in, and then they shot him to cover it up and blame me, like it was a deliberate plant. Explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by a rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
No, Prosecutor Aiuchi, it's you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon? Is someone going to give me the bloody post-mortem report for this map? Like, we've got one, but what's in this system? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered a burn whilst at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Is she just going to end with a cutting no? I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement. But, Your Excellency, the justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. Smirk. Face pull. Hat off. Oh god, what word's she coming with now? I don't like that. Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Ah, she's been fucking with all of you. Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all. But why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Bitch! Rude! How are you lot gonna take this? You've been fawning over her for ages. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicate with you all on your own level. Ooh, this woman has a stick rather far up her backside. Probably to support that hat. Oh, well. You are the epitome of a true English Do they just think that English gentlewomen are bitches? We are truly honoured by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. Slimy git. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Ba-bam-bam! The victim's death. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death beside the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative technique probably wouldn't pick it up anyway. She poisoned him. That's why she nicked her glass. I called it. I probably didn't call it, but I called it. That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Easy does it. I hope that is the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Please tell me that's got to be a euphemism, right? Oh, forgive me. Not at all, not at all. It's a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I'll be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what's happened here today. Minister of Justice. May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest possible punishment. Amen. Thanks. Is that a prayer? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett. Put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, Counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Okay. Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with your cross-examination. I just keep falling in and out of the voices, I'm sorry. Hers is the only one I'm confident I can consistently do. Right. I'm saving. I think they swapped chairs, because the steak was delivered to her. Why was it on his side of the table? When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. Press.
Yes!
I have a question. As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right? Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink, correct, waiter? Exactly as you say, sir. Although, whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table, I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you. I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of others in court, it means bless you. No, it doesn't. Anyway. I see. The things in cursive are, English. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death beside the... Let me have a look. Caused by loss of blood from a gunshot. Let me have a look. Blood loss he died of. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me.
Yes!
Yeah, poison. Without leaving a trace? If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. As our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. Yes, but what about poison? But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If heaven forbid you do doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? Oh no, perish the thought, calling such a sweet young lady's innocent. You lot are stupid. On my honor, I, Takeshi Taketsuchi Ayuchi. What was his name mean? I can't pronounce it properly to figure out what it's meant to be, unlike a yes or no kind of thing. We'll cut down any who dare cast aspersions. Way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. Poison! That's what the girl's gone for, the proper internal thing. Yes! I feel kind of salty about that comment. Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at the crime scene for later examination. But in this country you investigate once and that's the end of it, isn't that so? Quite right, Le Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. I'm having a break. Hang on. Thought bubbles. He drank the water. That's why he's doing that. That's why he's bleeding. He's poisoned. It doesn't even occur to you native detectives to try and preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand? Ah, killer blow. It's actually admitting our police force may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ayuchi is starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Yeah, take me back to that one. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any... Yes, she said so much. She has. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chick in her armor. Kazuma? What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. It might present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but... This time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then. Dun dun dun! Oh, right, let me save. Saved, okay. Right, I'm just gonna fast forward. Press her again.
Yes!
Just go. I'm not going to read that bit because we've already been over this. Did I...
Wait.
There! He did it again! Yes! There! There! The detective's reaction is the same as before. Up until now, the detective has been on the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. The court could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. That is very true, actually. I hadn't considered that. You're right, look at him, he's lost in his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man and his train of thoughts. How do I do that? Sorry, pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all about how to do with the witness marker. What marker? Oh, that's new. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. But by moving the marker left and right, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. And while you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with A. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people in the stand, take a look around. Alright then, so first I should move the marker across and focus on the detective, then pursue him. Here we go!
Wait.
Okay, yes. I'm trying, I'm pressing the button. There we go.
Excuse me!
Excuse me! Ah! What's the meaning of this? Ah, you made me jump! Oh dude, you alright? Need a lozenge? Or a water? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to shock you. It looked like you were thinking of something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court.
Objection!
Shut up, this is mine! I'm cross-examining, stay out of this. If it's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved with the case. Inspector Hosonaga? Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes, if you don't mind. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I've involved flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I have done. Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. Poison. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all its fizz, having been open for 3 days now. But it was carbonated water, I don't care what anyone says. One day our police force will be amongst the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. I want to investigate. Hang on, let me save. Because I don't know if it'll let me... Beep, beep, beep. Let me investigate this. What's that say? The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognise. Do you know what it says? I think it's French. But what does it say? Go to France and ask. You could just say you don't know. So this is carbonated water, the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. Looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much I'm absolutely parched. I just have a sip of it to keep me going. No, Ryunosuke. Oh, damn it, I had it and now I've forgotten it. For one thing, that's evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside. You never cease to amaze me in more than one way. Could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. I think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. Yeah. Check. Okay, won't let me do anything more for now. Just let me see if it's updated it to say that there might be something in it. No, it hasn't yet. Miss Brett. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervour. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. Okay. Showed no other possible... That's true. There's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. Please do show me. Oh, hang on. I'm going to do something risky, so I'm going to save here just in case. I'm going to show her the bottle.
Yes!
What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there is a method of killing a man without actually leave a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. She took her glass as well. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? And that's why he didn't, you know, like react to the ouch. Order, order, order. No. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip something into his drink? There's only one person who possibly could have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you.
Objection!
This is outrageous to suggest such thing without a scrap of evidence. Little rookie imbecile, have you even considered how delicate the situation in our country finds itself? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire bloody treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt without respect to one crime. The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. If I may. I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack on the shut. I love it. I love it so much. It is you who should be silent. Okay. Oh, dear lady. Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady, to what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, he still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Of course. Then it was in the glass. Why, have you forgotten that my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. Don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And what did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. But it's from France. It's not from our country. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the Chief Coroner himself. No! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, my dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. There's a glass missing! I just wanna, I wanna take the picture with the glass on and be like, look at it. Look at the photo. Look at it. Oop. Thank you, Counsel. I think the prosecution have ascertained a shot to the chest from a gun. From this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologise for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no. I'm just glad the matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defence. Do you have any further new evidence to present? Yes! Yes, I do! Yes, I do! Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. I do! I have something! Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. No! No, 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 I'm not done.
Hold it!
Yes! There we go! I knew she would come. Hello. Your eyelashes are lovely. Please wait. Isn't that? What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Mikotoba? She's the daughter. In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. Do. There's the sound. And on that lovely potential game changer, this is the end of this episode. Oh boy. This case so far has been drama upon drama upon drama. And I am, as much as I was certain that the steak thing would be the game changer for the last episode, I am certain the glass in her handbag is the game changer for the next part of the case. But I don't think that Miss Giselle Brett was mentioned at all in the first case trailer. Which means if she does end up being the killer, I wasn't wrong. Because she wasn't mentioned, so it doesn't count. It's a misnomer. But I hope you have a very lovely day. I hope you're enjoying the series, and I hope to see you in the next episode. A very lovely day, and most importantly of all, you do you.